Swadee krap.
Hello and welcome once again to Sanook.
Best part of Sodas in Thailand, PK.
And I'm Nick.
Hey, you guys, being in Thailand, beautiful country, great food. But just be careful not to scam. Seriously.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, man, be careful.
Well, I'm not gonna point fingers or anything like that. But when you go places, transportation wise, just be very careful of how you bargain your
price in the taxi.
Exactly.
Just to only be fair, I mean, there's a lot of great cab driver in Bangkok, right?
Well, honest, there's an honest one, and there, of course, there's dishonest ones.
And I did a special on the story of the scam of taxi. I'm not gonna tell you how they do it. Just like look, recently, big news on the newspaper from Siam Square to Khao San Road, which is only like 15 minutes away with no traffic, and the taxi guy was gonna charge him 1,000 baht, which
That's very expensive.
That's halfway
no-no.
That's halfway to Pattaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000 baht is halfway to Pattaya. But anyways, and the tourist guy actually got away with it because of the good pedestrian, good citizen actually helped him out, right?
Exactly. Talk to the cab driver for him and ask him, won't he open up the meter? And some cab drivers won't go. So you have to be very careful. When you get in a cab, just make sure you tell them, use the meter. Because if they say, if a lot of cabs are trying to, if you're a foreigner, they'll say, don't use the meter to how much, 500, 400 baht,
Right.
whatever. That's not the law. The law is use the meter.
But now there's an application on your phone, on your Android, on your smartphone that you can actually report the scammer, right?
Exactly.
So make sure you have like, go in there, tell them, turn on the meter. If they're gonna charge overpriced, report it because the name tag and then the license plate is right there on the side of the door, right there in the back of the headrest.
The headrest.
Right.
And it's not just sometimes. Usually, if you go to Mab Krong,
Right.
that's for example, you go to Mab Krong, taxi drivers will not pick up Thai pedestrians.
True. You know why?
Because we know what's up. We know what's up.
Yeah, that's true.
We know what's up.
Yeah, but then for all the expat, the international folks, of course, they can charge them a little more. Understandable with this kind of economy if they don't go overboard.
But they do go overboard.
But they do go overboard.
They refuse to use the meter. It's not fair.
You know what? Tell them, put on the meter and just tell them, I'm going to give you a little more tip. Yeah. And I'm sure that 20 baht or 30 baht, $1 extra out of your pocket for your safer destination, a peace of mind, I'm sure it's not going to hurt you that much, right?
Yeah, but usually cab drivers, telling you, you and I had many experience with that. We want to go somewhere, in town. They said, no, we don't want to go.
Yeah, true.
But don't you know who I am? I'm PK. I'm got more money.
I have no TV at home. I don't know you.
Yeah, we've had that problem,
Yeah.
so just make sure.
Be careful.
Be careful. All right.
Thank you, PK and Nick, for that bit of Sanook. Actually, that wasn't such a Sanook part of Sanook, was it? It's terrible to see tourists getting ripped off. And actually, those practices nowadays aren't confined to tourists anymore. It's beginning to spread to the locals as well.
Yeah, so let's go through a few sort of do's and don'ts of how to actually catch public transport for those of you visiting Thailand the first, second, or in my case, many times, but I still get caught out every once in a while. If you're getting into a taxi, what's the first thing you do?
Have to make sure they're using a meter.
Exactly, yeah, important. And in fact, every taxi is supposed to take you, this is the new Thai law, which doesn't really make a lot of sense sometimes, but they are supposed to take you where you actually ask. They're not supposed to say, oh no, I won't take you, the traffic's bad. Second thing is if you're catching a tuk-tuk or a motorcycle, which is fare by negotiation would be the best way to describe it, what are we supposed to do?
You need to agree on a price before you get in. Actually, I've seen that happen though before, where foreigners will get into a tuk-tuk, they'll agree on a price, and when they reach the destination, the taxi driver's like, oh no, I never said that. So either write it down, have them countersign out, do the old microphone tape, but
a binding contract. You
Yeah,
signed
binding
and
contract.
witnessed. Well, almost all tuk-tuk drivers and motorcycle taxi drivers are honest, but there's a few bad eggs out there. So if you do actually find that you're being ripped off or somebody's trying to scam you, there are a couple of numbers that we can recommend that you call, because these bad eggs, they need to be pulled out and thrown against a wall. Yes. So who are they supposed to call?
well, if you want to complain that the taxi is not bringing you to where you asked, they can't deny it, you can call 1155. that hotline.
Yeah, good luck with that. They probably get like 1 million calls a day.
Well, the idea behind it is if you call the hotline, then they'll actually contact the taxi operator who will then find the taxi driver.
Right. And the important thing is you need to know the license and registration
Right.
of that particular taxi.
And it is available in English. If you look in every taxi, when you look in on the passenger side at the front, they always have a picture, the license number of the driver himself, along with the photograph and the name in English as well. If you want to contact the tourist police, though, if you have a complaint, you can contact 1699. 1699. So you might want to jot that down.
What video clip have you got for us today?
Video clips. Well, it's kind of funny we're talking about transportation because this is what should be a really simple task of exiting a parking area, parking gate. Turns out to be a little more difficult for one person. Take a look. Now, usually the idea is when you're exiting a parking lot, you should be inside the vehicle.
Oh no.
And, well, you can see what happens if you're not.
Ouch.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm scared of those barrier things. I'm always scared that it's going to come smacking down on the car.
Well, if you ever look, I know in the U.S. and in some places, especially at embassies, if you look at it when you're exiting, they even have those teeth that come up out of the ground. So that if you actually try to drive before you're supposed to, it'll rip holes into your tires. Or even in London, I know they have those metal rods that come up out of the ground there.
The ground, yeah.
When it's only supposed to be buses going through, and some people get caught and catapult.
Ouch.
Ouch. Indeed.
Ouch, car.
Definitely not the best thing to do. So today we've been talking about transportation. So what a fitting video.
Absolutely. Well, that does wrap up our show today. Do join us tomorrow. End of the week, lots more to come on So This Is Thailand. I'm Johan Wimon Chalao. Swadee krap.
I'm Tapani Manawe. สวัสดีค่ะ
And I'm Kipsan Oslobek. Sawadee Kap.